All right, everybody, welcome in TRC Uncensored Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Man, we got a full show tonight. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about. So many great things going on. We're also going to do a quick little preview of a couple items we're going to have available next week on our next live sale. The admins and I have already talked about this, and I believe our next live sale is actually going to be the return, or we're going to call it part two of Deal or No Deal. We had a great night the last time we did the Deal or No Deal. People loved it, and it always goes over really well. So our next episode that Ben and I will run live will be Deal or No Deal Part 2. So really looking forward to that next week. Really glad to have King Phil back with us tonight. King Phil, I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to tell you we fucking love you, and we're glad to see you, brother. So,
Yep.
um,
Appreciate y'all.
so many things are happening right now. You know, the world is moving so fast, and we got a lot to cover. So with that being said, I will go right into roundtable number one. So Kev, correct me if I'm wrong, roundtable number one is a 1980s match, wrestling match, any match from the 80s that you would recommend to someone to watch, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, Kev, we'll start with you. And Kev, what is a 1980s wrestling match that you would recommend for somebody to watch?
Okay, so I'll recommend this, and there's three, but any one of the three is good. And that's what I have to say. It's the 1989 trilogy of any match between Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat, because they had three great matches, and I can't really figure out which one is my favorite, but all three of them was fantastic.
Okay. All right. Now, I think it was the Chi-Town Rumble
Yeah,
where Steamboat beat Flair, right?
right. That's one.
That might be the best of that
The
trilogy.
best.
I mean,
But
that
the
was
other
such
two,
a.
I'd go one, and then they're close behind.
I know, but that Chi-Town, I think it was Chi-Town Rumble. It was such a huge build-up,
It was, because
and
that
the
was the one
build-up.
Steamboat won, so it was great.
Yeah, and like your brother's wiping his kid and all that, right?
Right.
Yeah, that was a great one. All right, very good. My 1980s match that I would recommend, I mean, it's pretty popular, but I would say the very first SummerSlam's main event, the Mega Bucks versus the Mega Powers. Tremendous matchup, tremendous build up. I mean, that's back when you could literally create a feud and just run it into the ground because, you had Hogan and Andre feuding, you had Savage and DiBiase feuding, you had Savage and Andre feuding, you had Hogan and DiBiase feuding. Like, there were so many feuds in that one match. It was great. So I would highly recommend checking out the main event of SummerSlam '88. The whole entire card is wonderful. There's not a bad match on the card, but I would really recommend, if you haven't seen it or if you haven't seen it lately, check out the Mega Powers versus the Mega Bucks SummerSlam '88. Mr. Howarth, good evening. What
All
do you
right.
got?
Good evening. So when I seen this topic, I picked this match and I watched it today just so it could be fresh in my head. But I picked Steamboat versus Macho Man WrestleMania 3.
Nice.
Great match. Obviously, we all know the preparation that went into that match, and dare I say, it was probably one of the best matches of WrestleMania 3. So yeah, that's why I picked that match, just because
So
match.
many people consider that to be the greatest match of all time. Would you say that's the greatest match of all time?
I'd say it's top 3 probably.
Okay.
What's up,
You
Brad?
know, I think there was 160 different points that the guys came to when they were lining out that match because I remember hearing Steamboat talk about they wrote it down on yellow legal pads, and I think it was something like 160 different points of the match,
Mm-hmm.
and they literally had to memorize the points in the match to do that. So wonderful.
And obviously, them doing that led to that great result. So
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome in, Brad. Glad you're here. Calvin running wild. What do you got for us?
I'm gonna say WrestleMania 2, Hogan versus Bundy in the steel cage.
Damn
Oh
good man.
yeah. Oh, it was such a good match. You know, and it gets no credit. You never ever hear anything about that match except for here because we talk about it quite often. But if you haven't watched it or you haven't watched it lately, it really is. It's just so inclusive. Like you get your highs and your lows, and you get your storytelling, and it's just a great match. Great match to select. Ben Bowman, what do you got to say for yourself?
All great matches. Can't go wrong with anyone. What was chosen? Mine's kind of off the topic here. Mine would be
Oh shit!
because I grew up territorial wrestling, so my favorite time was the Memphis.
There, I
So
gotcha.
one of the greatest. There's a lot of great Memphis wrestling, but the one I'm thinking about is the build up between Andy Kaufman versus Jerry the King Lawler when they had the perfect heel as Andy Kaufman, the celebrity coming from Hollywood, beating up women, him versus women like in intergender matches, beating them. And then all of a sudden, here comes the hero, Jerry King Lawler, stepping in. And then they, got the best of Jerry King Lawler. And then all of a sudden, right at the end, finally the good guy wins. And then he does the spike powder and he gets laid out. And then ambulance and all that, and then he even wore kayfabe, wore the down. So that was probably, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch a little few there of the 80s of Kaufman versus Jerry King Lawler.
I agree. So let me ask you a follow up to that. How many
Right.
years later did you finally realize that was all storyline? And be honest.
I'll answer the movie.
Not till recent,
The movie.
Yeah, to Man on the Moon. And then, like I said, we didn't know. And then, like I said, a lot of there's a lot of stuff now working with these talents that stuff I thought was still real, or that shit looked real on TV or real in real life. A lot of it was a work. We didn't know.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was one of the
Didn't know till probably about that movie.
one of the best kept secrets of all time in wrestling, I think, was the slap on the Letterman show, because until probably even in '97, I think I still believed it was real. I don't think it was probably till maybe 10 years ago or so that I was like, wow, they actually did that on purpose. Like, I truly believe Lawler got mad and slapped him,
I
So
did too.
I actually have a picture. You can't see it in the camera shot, but actually I have a picture off to the left of me where it's literally Jerry the King Lawler. The last thing he says to Andy right before he slapped him is Andy says, "Well, I'm not that kind of guy," and Jerry Lawler says, "Well, what kind of a guy are you?" And I had Jerry inscribe that and sign that photo, and I absolutely love it. It's one of my treasured PC pieces. So excellent choice there, Ben. Guru, what do you got?
I'm also going to go Memphis Wrestling. The Fabulous Ones versus the Moondogs in the stretcher match.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
And the reason why I brought it up because I was at work today and I was just scrolling on Facebook. Like somebody shared, like, I don't know, it's like a Steve Kern like podcast like question. It was like, what was your least favorite time? And he was like, when I fight the Moondogs, because everybody was going to bleed.
Yeah.
And he was like, back when you got busted open the old fashioned way. So
Oh.
then I YouTubed
Oh,
that
they
match,
did.
and I watched it today, and it was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
But
You
it's a great wrestling match actually, but it's just a bloodbath.
You ever notice how during that era they didn't just take a little slit with the blade, like they would take like a big slice with the blade. Like if you were to look at, say, Abdullah the Butcher, or you were to look at Dusty before he passed away, or some of those legendary guys, like you could literally still see the lines in their head, and it wasn't like
Devon has it. Devon has them.
Devon, yeah. So, and it wasn't just like a little tiny nick. I mean, it was like a straight line, kind of crooked, maybe at an angle, maybe a 45-degree angle or whatever. But it was like a good inch long line, like right in the fat part of the forehead where it would just bleed like crazy. And then a lot of times too, the other wrestlers would punch him in the damn cut, so it would just be squirting blood. Absolutely. I mean, think about that. Like look at Dusty and Flair throughout the years in their feuds. Like Flair would headlock Dusty and just start punching him in the cut, and the next thing you know, what was a little bit of blood is like all over the place. So excellent choice. Excellent choice, though.
I mean, it's
Real fast, they had a
funny.
match that I need to mention from Memphis. It was the Lawler versus Funk, the empty arena match.
Yeah, where he took his eye out or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah. Excellent choice, man.
Well,
Go ahead.
It was funny you mentioned that because I was watching the video and Steve Keirn was like, Moondog Spot was like, I'm gonna bust you open the old-fashioned way, and Steve Keirn was like, no, I'll blade. He was like, no, don't be a bitch. Let me bust you open for real, and and
Yeah.
he was like probably one of the hardest times he's ever been punched in the face because he actually punched him in the face and busted him open. It was a really cool podcast. It was like a 2-minute clip, and I watched that match and I was like, oh man, that's a really good match though.
Yeah. Dr. Nick, what you got?
So it was kind of a hard choice, but I've been really into going back and watching a lot of world class championship wrestling,
Okay.
and I cannot say enough that anybody who really wanted to get an idea of what wrestling was like and how popular it was outside of the World Wrestling Federation, watch anything with the Von Erichs and the Freebirds.
Oh yeah.
Any of those matches that those guys had was like so good. No matter how many times they fought against each other, it was always a beatdown. I mean, we all know how crazy the Freebirds were. And, even though the Von Erichs were, technical wrestlers, they could still, get down and, ground and pound type of wrestling. Just the all around presentation of any of their matches that they had in their, various feuds would be something that I would suggest for anybody.
So a quick follow up too, Nick. Do you ever think about how much talent came through the WCCW over the years that went on to become Hall of Famers and multiple time champions and all that? I mean, the list is a mile long.
Oh yeah, they had so many guys that they brought in, even short stints that would go on to have such huge careers.
Yeah. So if WWF never organized and became the global phenomenon and it was still territorial, I would venture to say that Mid South and WCCW would still be the largest territories.
Hmm.
Would
I
you agree with
agree.
that? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean they
so.
they had the talent, they had the reach, and I just think between the TV deals and the money, that's what killed them.
Yeah, I agree. All right, King Phil, welcome in. What do you got for us, Phil?
So I actually picked the same one Ben did, different reasons though. So at that time, well, I say at that time, when I was a kid, I used to watch Taxi, and of course Andy Kaufman was Lotka on there, and so then I was put on to the Jerry Lawler and Man on the Moon had came out, so I'm doing a little bit of history. I think that's like one of the best matches that shows the depth of wrestling for what it is, the story, the actual wrestling, the hype, the build up, the personalities. If I was to show one person a match from the 80s, I'd show him that one right there because you get the complete package all in one match.
Yes. So let me ask you this as a follow up too. Uh, the movie Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey. Did you like it?
So I liked it as a kid. It was okay, but I don't really remember it that much. I just remember liking it solely because it was about Andy Kaufman, and I was just putting it all together as a kid. So I haven't really went back and rewatched it as far as the actual movie of Man on the Moon.
I
But
think it's
that's what
like
brought it up to my attention of them having a match before, because then my dad was like, "Yeah, Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler had a match, and yada yada yada." So
Yeah.
um, I didn't really. I haven't really watched the movie though as an adult.
So that movie's been out almost 30 years now. It's a couple years shy, but it's almost 30 years. I would highly recommend checking out one of your subscriptions, like if you have Paramount or HBO Max or whatever, one of your subscriptions, and try to find that movie and watch it because to me, to this day, that movie's even better as an adult. And I love that movie, and I would highly recommend it. So if
Okay,
you
cool.
get a couple minutes, a couple hours, whatever, and you're looking for something to entertain you as an adult, that movie hits differently,
Okay.
and I would highly recommend it. So let's see, GI Shane in the house. What's up, Shane? What you got for us?
Uh, I got the same as Brian. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man, WrestleMania
Yep,
3. That match
yep,
was incredible.
I agree. It
It was
was
incredible.
absolutely. So, did you always know about all the preparation that went into that match, or is that something you learned later on?
That's something I learned later on, like probably I would say in the last 5 to 7 years ago when I started getting more into wrestling and watching it more often and uh basically learning a lot of the stuff I learned was from you guys.
Nice.
Awesome.
So, looking at Macho Man as a kid, and I shared yesterday in our chat a picture I took of his car back in 1996, right? So, looking at Macho Man as a child or even as a teenager, I don't think any of us would ever think he was that OCD to put that much effort into every one of his matches. Like, he put this ridiculous amount of work behind the scenes in every match he ever had. I think we all just thought as a kid like he was just some crazy guy that went out there and fought his hardest, and sometimes he won and sometimes he didn't, but he was the Macho Man because he wasn't afraid of anything.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, you would never picture him being so like artistic with it,
Yeah,
right?
stuff you're writing it all down and gotta be,
Yeah.
precise and
Like I would
Yeah.
picture people like Bret Hart being a
yeah.
guy that like writes everything down and like
Yeah.
plans everything out. And I would picture guys like Bob Backlund doing stuff like that. Like I wouldn't picture the Macho Man Randy Savage doing all that stuff. You know what I mean? So
I
Phil,
agree.
this is a PG show, buddy. This is a PG show, Phil.
That's wild.
it's after 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
It's just
all right,
wrong,
all right.
man. It's
Real
All right.
fast, Garrett Peterson says Ready to Rumble is the best wrestling movie.
It's
I'm-
good.
It's
It's good. But I don't know. I don't know. I think No Holds Barred is the best. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. Garrett must be younger than us.
yeah, it must
I
be.
think
I don't know.
think he's our age, William.
Suburban Commando is still pretty good though.
Oh Jesus, come
Hey,
on.
just
man.
real quick, Kev. Can you say it's about to get nasty?
It's
You look like
about to
you,
get
you look like
nasty.
Brian. Dude, you look like Brian Niles with those sunglasses on.
Hey,
Every
speaking
time
of
I get the haircut, you all say that too.
the Nasty Boys are on my TV right now.
Kev is about to take somebody to Pity City.
He's about to-
I'm watching the Nasty Boys currently as we speak.
Garrett says
All
he's
right.
43.
yeah, he's our age.
So he's the same age as us, so I don't know. Garrett, have you not seen No Holds Barred? Do you need me to send you a copy of it? I don't know. I think No Holds Barred is the greatest wrestling movie they ever made. But I could be wrong. I mean, I'm willing to, take the criticism.
I'm about to
I
go
would
back and
say
watch it too.
No Holds Barred is probably number one. Ready to Rumble is probably number two. I mean, but either way, it's all personal preference. But yeah, Garrett,
I like the wrestler.
yeah,
The wrestler was good.
The wrestler's
Yeah.
good. I have
yeah,
to
with
say.
Mickey Rourke.
I could have took
And
it or left it.
And what was the guy's name? The Stinky Samoan, Ben? I can't remember.
Nacho Lee.
Wow.
the
It was a funky Samoan.
The Funky Samoan. That's what it was. So,
Was
all right,
it
guys.
smooth?
Yeah, it was. Yep. All right, guys.
Okay.
Up next, roundtable number 2. We're gonna have to get through this one a little faster because that one, took a little while with the follow-ups. But roundtable number 2, guys, talking about the Monday Night Wars Elite line, which I personally love. The Monday Night Wars Elite line. Now they have had a couple come out that have not been great. I'm gonna be honest with you that they didn't put a lot of quality into, but they've had some that have been wonderful. So, just kind of a quick overview. If you have it, show it, please. If you don't have it, just talk about it. But Kev, what is your favorite or favorites in the Monday Night War Elite line?
Okay, it's going to be easy for me because I just have one, and it's the only one that I've really bought, and that's the Lex Luger one.
Okay.
And that's going to be part of my show and tell tonight. But that's that figure there is my favorite one. I haven't been interested in any of the other ones, so. I mean,
And they have had some really great ones come out. So I'm gonna say, just for the sake of time, I'm gonna show one, but I'm gonna tell you about the Ultimate Edition Monday Night Wars Hitman.
Oh hell, I forgot about that one. I have it.
Where he goes heel. I mean, that probably has got to be my favorite. He's got the Heart Foundation jacket on. He's got the belt. He's got the microphone telling everybody how much he hates America and all that good stuff. So I'm going to say that's probably my number one favorite, but it is very difficult because there's a lot of great ones in that line. The Harlem Heat, honestly, would probably be my second because that is a phenomenal set too. So, but there's quite a few in that line. Brian, Mr.
So
Howes, what
guys,
you got?
I'm gonna show 3, but I'm gonna go quick. So Monday Night Wars Kane,
Nice.
badass figure. I got the fake Diesel,
Oh yeah, Isaac. Yeah, I forgot all about that one.
and
Isaac
then
Yankem.
and then guys, I can't believe no one picked this one because when I show this figure, you're gonna exactly know where this was and what he said. Scott Hall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Now, see, you're right. You're right. Actually, I have those right here on the shelf because I'm doing the reorganizing. But you're right, man. I forgot all about that one, and that was a great one. And that's exactly why I wanted to talk about this because I knew there was stuff we were leaving out. So,
You know,
Calvamania.
I got to say, I already messed up my homework for the damn tonight because I could have swore I went over this and it said Ultimate Elites. That's why I said Lex Luger because that was my favorite Ultimate.
No, I swear
I'm
it
looking
said
at
Monday
the damn
Night War
thing
Elite.
now, and it says Monday Night War Elite line. So I done fucked up. So
Well, it could
Good
be
line.
elite.
I've been
It could be
busy
elite.
myself.
Well,
It could be
Elite and
ultimate.
Ultimate's the same thing.
I fucked up. Let's leave it at that. Shit.
All right, Calvamania, what you got?
So I literally only own 2 of the Monday Night Wars. I own the Hogan and the Razor Ramon. Out of those 2, my favorite probably the Razor.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that Razor
That's a
too. Sweet.
I did too. I actually had to add the Intercontinental title to it because
I did the same thing. I took it off. I put the yellow IC on there.
yeah, you got to, right? I mean, he's the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time.
Yep.
Awesome.
Ben Bowman, what you got?
Well, I'm gonna do. Like I said, I got an Ultimate and the Monday Night line. My favorite one was the Build-A-Figure Disciple. Got to actually build it in person, man. That thing is badass in person. Not one of the ones I was really, like I was looking forward to the Hogan, Scott Hall, the Outsiders, but like getting that one built, that one was sweet. But as for the Ultimate, I was really pumped. They finally released the Roddy Piper. We had the Icon shirt, Reality Check. That was one of my favorites as well.
That's a great one too. That's exactly why I wanted to talk about this because I think there's so many that we've forgotten about now, and there's still more coming out that are going to be just as impressive, I think. So, Guru.
So I'm gonna show one that I have, but my favorite one so far is probably that Eddie Guerrero with the United States title.
Oh yeah.
And then the Harlem Heat. I mean, how can you not like the Harlem Heat? And then this guy right here,
Is that Rey Mysterio?
Rey Mysterio.
Nice. Very cool.
I would
don't
like
think
to have
I
a
have-
hot talk with Honky Tonk Man.
I don't think I have that Rey Mysterio actually.
Yes, I got it from you.
Oh. Well then there you go. That's why I don't have it.
I think you said you got just wanted to build a figure part out of it.
Yeah, I probably did, yeah. But looking back on it now, I need to get me one so I can have Nash throw him in the side of it.
I mean that's a beautiful figure. I mean,
I know. I need to get one so I can have Nash throw him into the side of a trailer.
I was going to offer Manuel $5 to throw him in the side of the wall.
okay. Well, you can't
Very
say
cool. Very cool, man.
It'll ruin the nice paint on the mask. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to hurt little Ray.
Yeah, neither did Nash when he threw
Maybe
it inside of that trailer.
I'll let Dirty Dom do it later.
Yeah, Ray's a deadbeat anyway. It's okay.
Speaking of that though, if you ever watch that clip back of Nash picking him up, like Nash doesn't just throw him, like Nash like pushes him up over his head. So Ray's about 9 feet, maybe 10 feet in the air, right? Like if you go back and watch this clip, I'm not bullshitting you. Watch the clip. He doesn't just hold him; he like elevates him up and then throws him into the trailer.
Well, did you see where Nash said that Ray wanted him to actually throw him through the window, and he said, "Ray, I'll kill you."
Right. Yeah. So
he's like,
the thing is, like, it was bad enough. Even if you put your hands out flat and you catch the side of that trailer, you're still dropping like 9 feet. I mean, think about that. Like, you're not dropping onto like carpet or ring mat or anything like that. You're dropping on the concrete from 9 feet in the damn air.
Right.
Because like he doesn't drop down on his feet and then fall over. Like he goes face first and flat down, like a belly buster into the pool, but onto the concrete. And think about that. That shit would hurt.
And
Dr.
that was
Nick, what you got?
and that was how long ago, and he's still wrestling right now.
Right.
Oh yeah, that was in '96,
Man,
summer of '96.
All right, Nick.
Dr. Nick.
So there's been a lot of great figures in that line, but two of the ones that haven't been mentioned is I like the Hardcore Hack from the Build-A-Figure Golga
Yep.
series. I really like that one. And I was a really big fan of the Kane from that series as well, because I've showed it off before, but that particular Kane, they actually added the shininess of his boots, which they've never done before. It was such a small detail that added so much, emphasis on the attire itself.
Do you remember why they had to add the shininess to his boots in real life, though? Do you remember that?
No.
So in the beginning, when he first started coming out, and you'll remember this as soon as I say it, he was coming out to this bright red light, which kind of drowned out his gear, right?
Yeah.
So they had to shine his boots, they had to shine up the mask, they had to do all that stuff. So he would stand out in this like weird, funky red light, because in like the first, I would say 4, 6, maybe 8 weeks, somewhere in there, every time he would come out, it was this red light, and all the other lights in the arena were off. So
Right.
you could easily lose him in the crowd of the darkness, but those things had to stand out. And there's some pictures of that stuff too. Even his first entrance, his debut, like if you watch him coming down the aisleway, he's a very dark figure, because they wanted the lights to kind of be off, so it had like that horror movie ambiance. So, but definitely, if you go back and look at it, it'll make a lot of sense.
Okay.
King Phil, what you got?
Mine just got took. Hardcore Hack. I was a big ECW guy, so seeing the Sandman over there, you don't get very many Sandman figures. So
True.
it's got the kendo stick, and and it does have the Golga build a figure piece too. So that's clutch. So I also like the Harlem Heat. We mentioned the Harlem Heater earlier, but specifically the Chase Blue one. I like that color. I could see it right now if you get them dual signed with the TRC blue. I think that would be crazy.
I agree.
Awesome.
Good luck getting Stevie Ray to sign anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to go to Texas.
No,
G.I. Shane.
I'm gonna go with the Warrior, Hogan, and the Sandman figure was really fucking cool. I like that figure.
Okay, very good.
awesome.
All great choices, and I think
Yeah.
once they started getting mentioned, like I started looking around, I'm like, hey, I have that figure. Hey, I have that figure. So really
I like the
excited about
Warrior
that.
where he's in the jeans, and
Yeah.
it's a cool Warrior figure.
Yeah, I'm
DDP
surprised no
has a
one
good one,
said
too.
another good one was the Kurt Hennig, the Rapist Crap, when he was in the cowboy hat, the guitar. I love that gimmick.
I don't think I ever found any of that series at all.
Oh wow.
I
don't
found
think
it
I found any of those.
one time. I found the whole series one time and never saw it again.
Wow.
All right, guys, y'all ready?
The worst figure in that line, I think, was the first release of the Triple H.
I was just gonna say that Triple H.
That was horrible. That release
Yes.
was terrible.
He's got the jacket on.
He had the bright red. Yeah, he had the bright red pants and the black jacket. Remember?
Yep.
Oh, that was awful figure. All right, yep, Kev, we're ready for the main topic, which is Money in the Bank cash-ins.
Yes, sir.
What do you got, Kev?
The top 3 Money in the Bank cash-ins, and mine are, of course, Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania. I've got to go with Kane cashing in on Rey Mysterio the same night that he won it. And even though I don't like the guy anymore, I still have to go with the original and the best Edge cashing it in for the very first time.
Damn. Those are literally all three of mine too.
Oh, wow.
So that isn't cool. I will say, for mine, the reason I think those were so good is like Kane was the first one to ever win it and cash in on the same night.
Yes, sir.
So I think that was what was so good about that. Plus, I think everybody by that point was ready for Kane to be a world champion, regardless of what belt it was. So I think that was wonderful for him. The idea of Edge winning it, cashing in, winning it, and then immediately dropping it at the very next pay-per-view to Cena at the Rumble really didn't make a lot of sense. But, I think they were kind of testing the waters with him to see how he would do as a world heavyweight champion. So, and then, as far as the other one, I mean, it was just a no-brainer, I think, for the time period. So, but yeah, literally exactly the same as mine.
I'm sorry,
There's
brother.
there's a lot of them that are great though, so there's a lot of opportunity to talk about. Mr. House, what you got?
All right, so I knew people would pick mine, so I picked some other ones too. I have Seth Rollins, WrestleMania 31.
Yep.
I have The Miz, obviously, and then obviously cashing in on Monday Night Raw.
I enjoyed it.
And then I had Edge, of course. But what is more interesting is how many times John Cena got cashed in on him. I think he might be the most. I think he might have the most cash-ins against him. Like literally.
I think you're right.
So, yeah.
A lot of people
he was champion for all them years too. Shit.
Well, no, I know, but still, I mean.
But I think a lot of people
I get it.
Forget too, back in 2014 at Money in the Bank, not only did Cena win Money in the Bank, but he actually won the titles, if you remember, because there wasn't even a contract up. It was the actual belts that were hanging in the air. And Cena won that too. So, but very good choices regardless. Calvin Mania?
So I'm like Kev, didn't do my homework. I missed that part. But just off, of course, Seth Rollins. Last year with Damian Priest cashing in on Drew McIntyre. And then Liv Morgan cashing in to actually win her first title.
Okay. Very good. Ben Bowman, what you got?
Mine would be I was pumped when Tiffany Stratton cashed hers in on Nia Jax.
Okay.
Probably the Seth Rollins cashing in there at the WrestleMania. It's Brock and Roman, and then that's where I had the tough one on the third one, but I guess I have three. I'll probably go with like what Calvin just said, the Damian Priest.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wasn't a big Drew McIntyre fan.
Guru, I know you got some good answers for us. What you got?
So mine are going to be no surprise, really. 2008 CM Punk cashing in on Edge.
Yep.
2009 CM Punk cashing in on Jeff Hardy.
There you go. I like that one.
And then 2012 Dolph Ziggler cashing in on Alberto Del Rio.
Nice.
That was a good one too.
I just feel so. Me, I'm probably one of the I'm a Ziggler fan. I mean, I feel like if he doesn't get those concussions, he has a decent world title run. I mean,
I was with you on the first two. I love the first two. I just never believed in Ziggler as a world champion.
Well, that at that time, that's when he had AJ Lee and Big E in his corner, and that's when he was pushed, and then he got all those concussions. But me, I guess I'm just a Ziggler fan. But I mean, those Punk wins are my favorite. I mean, Jeff Hardy. You got to think Jeff Hardy beat Edge for the title.
Yep.
On that Raw.
And when he cashed in on Jeff, that helped his heel turn.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff beat Edge in a great match on Monday Night Raw. Great match. And then CM Punk cashes in the very next moment. And he goes on to main event WrestleMania. And so at one point in time, he was the only two-time winner. And then you got that Dick Seth Rollins would be the other one. But
yeah. All right, Nick, what you got?
So my number one is Miz cashing in on Orton on Raw.
Good.
CM Punk, and I'd have to say probably my last one be Edge, just because him being it gained him the nickname of the Ultimate Opportunist.
True.
Dr. Phil or King Phil?
Uh,
The
I
pro-
like.
I see Dr. Nick, and then I want to say Phil.
Right.
They're right next to each other. Just ignore me. I'm crazy.
That's wild.
We're all crazy
Uh,
sometimes.
of course, the Seth. I mean, it was the reason why the Seth, at least for me anyway. I don't know about you all, but the reason why for me is because the Roman and Brock match was so good, and they're beating each other to death. Like they're really giving it to each other, and you're like, who is going to win this match? And all kinds of false finishes. Then out of nowhere, Seth runs out there. So I mean, that was the part that made it hype for me. I'm sure for you all as well. But the Liv Morgan cash in. I'm not a big Ronda Rousey fan. Actually, I don't really like her at all, wrestling wise. So that was good to see. Plus, it was her first one. Nice pop, and I do like the Ziggler too as a solid third, and that RVD one too. But I'll stick with the Ziggler.
Okay.
Awesome picks.
All right. G.I. Shane in the house.
Same. I didn't really get a chance to do my homework either, but in 2019, Brock Lesnar when he cashed in, uh, and then 2018 with Alexa Bliss when she cashed in, and then I'm gonna go last year with 2023 with Damian Priest cashing in.
Okay.
Hey, Will, I got a
So-
question for you real fast.
Hold on one second. So
Yeah,
when
you're
Brock cashed in, you're talking about when he had the briefcase on his shoulder, like the boom box. That was hilarious, man.
But do you remember how crazy it was that who was like up at the top and they thought they was winning it, and then his music hit?
Yeah.
Who was at the top, like getting ready to win it?
God. I can't remember. But I remember him coming down with the briefcase on the shoulder like the boom box. That shit was great. I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch it, Manuel, because now you got me curious.
Because they was like at the top and they grabbed it, and then they heard his music and then they were like,
Yeah.
oh shit, let me see.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's right.
The one I really didn't care for is when Otis won. Of course, that was during COVID time, but I don't know, like where they went through the hotel, like the headquarters or whatever, and went up.
And then the Miz took it from him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like he didn't even get to cash in.
The Miz cashing in was pretty good, though. I like that. Yeah. What was your question?
Okay, so because I've never asked you this, so I want to know since we're live on this podcast, what's your reaction to them having Seth win this Money in the Bank?
Well, I just don't think there was any other choice that was going to be feasible in that match. I would have liked to have seen Solo. I put that in the chat that day that I would have liked to have seen Solo win it because I think there's more opportunities for him to get ahead with a title. Seth doesn't need a cash in to win a title. I mean, he's already, flirting with main events all the time. So I wouldn't really think he needed it, but I think somebody like Solo could have really advanced with something like that. If it had been me writing it, I would have wrote it for Solo, and then as soon as Solo won it, I would have had Fatu attack him afterwards. I wouldn't have had him stop him from winning the briefcase.
I still think they should. I still think they should have put it on LA Knight personally.
Me too.
I mean, no matter when he wins or loses, man, he's just so over. Like I mean, Seth, like you said, Seth doesn't need the briefcase. He doesn't need it. He's a main eventer. He's a main eventer no matter what. He can get a title shot at will. I feel like if you put it on, Penta too early. Solo probably a little too. I like Solo. The idea probably a little too early.
It might be too early, but I think he has up to a year to cash it in, and I think something like that helps his character grow. Like he's in a stalemate right now. Last year, And 18 months ago, he was like the next big thing coming
Yeah,
up.
he ran it.
Well,
And
I have
I think
read.
it's almost too late.
I've
I mean,
read
not
that,
before, more so than too early. I think it's
that
all closer to too late.
Seth's next rivalry is with LA Knight.
yeah,
So I mean, does he cash it in? Probably. Does he win it? I think he unsuccessfully cashes in. I think Roman comes back. I mean, he's the Brock Lesnar treatment. He's going to come back very little, only when they need him. I think he comes back and screws Seth out of the title. But I just feel like it should have been LA Knights to win.
You know, Solo, you know, I think that he should have won. And you all can agree with me or not. I think when Jacob Fatu came in, I think Jacob took Solo's spot because everybody loves Jacob more than Solo. And, you know, they gave him the U.S.
Well, it
title.
didn't help that the other two guys, you know,
Got hurt.
Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa both got injured.
Right. But
The
Jacob's
second
just, you know, he's
bloodline
getting
kinda
cheered. That's
crapped
why
out.
they're, you know, I think that he took Solo's spot. But I would have wanted Solo or LA Knight, not Seth. That just
I just don't.
I just feel like
don't see them.
Seth didn't need it.
no.
I agree with you. I agree with you there 100%. But I don't see them pushing LA Knight anymore. If you think back a few months ago, I predicted LA Knight to win the Royal Rumble.
You did.
And they still didn't push him there.
He's not
So
going
if
to
they
get
didn't, if they didn't push him there, they didn't push him at Money in the Bank. Like I just don't see them giving him that push. I don't know. I don't know why.
I just feel like not pushing him, you're missing a total great opportunity. I mean, the microphone skills are.
They are, and it's going to be too late when they do push him, just like Nakamura.
But
I think the reason why they don't want to put on him is because they have this weird thing that anybody over the age of 40 is just dead weight, and it's stupid.
But you have the opportunity, though, I think, with him, where he gets frustrated once Cena leaves, and you're going to need a main event heel when Cena leaves, and I think you have a perfect opportunity there to get him frustrated with losing all the time, and you could turn his exact character right now into a heel, and I think then you're still going to have that fan support and love,
Oh, yeah.
just like you do with Cena. Like Cena, I think, in my opinion, right now, is far more loved as a heel than he was for a lot of years.
Well, I mean, LA Knight was a heel in NXT. He was a heel in TNA, and they cheered him there too.
I think if you flip him to that heel run when Cena leaves, I think then he'll have his opportunity to be world champion.
And that's
otherwise
just the fact of life, you know.
Yeah. I don't think there's any other way around it. I got the reference too. That was good.
Are you guys ready for some show and tell?
Let's roll.
Kev, let me do, if you don't mind, let me do a little preview for next week's Deal or No Deal first.
Not a problem.
And then I'll be ready to roll in the show and tell. So just a couple things. I'm only going to do a couple. I may put more in the chat, but for now, just a couple previews for the upcoming Deal or No Deal.
Oh, wow.
The newest Bret Hart figure signed, Legends, Elite, JSA certified. If I could get the glare off of it. So that'll be an item available at the coming live. And, you know, you got to get yourself some Cena.
John Cena.
Because if you don't have some Cena right now,
and guys, those are going to be, you make the deal on that, and the guys will let you know if they take it. You make your price.
You put that up.
If you're not getting your Cenas right now, man, I'm telling you, I think once he gets done with this run, I just don't think you're going to see the guy out doing these conventions. And then last but not least, a main event for Deal or No Deal. Check that out. The Peacemaker. Awesome. Look at that. If you're a pop guy, and I'm going to get a lot of this stuff certified too. So I'll tell you during the live, which items will be certified for free and all that good stuff. But I mean, obviously you guys know a lot of the stuff we just got done recently at conventions. So, but I'm telling you right now, this coming week, when we do our Deal or No Deal, you guys are going to see some incredible stuff. And I know Ben and I have discussed it, and we're going to move some inventory. So I can tell you last time, in my opinion, I think we moved between the two of us well over 100 pieces of inventory in less
It
than
was one
two
of my favorite
hours.
lives ever.
Yeah, in less than 2 hours, I think we moved over 100 pieces of inventory. So I would highly recommend checking it out this coming week. And Ben and I'll create an event and send out invites to everybody. So a lot of exciting stuff.
I do
All
got a
right.
quick question. I got a quick question for you, Will. Is that a title belt
Yeah.
in Yokozuna's hands behind you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's the
thought it
winged
was.
eagle. It's the winged eagle. So I don't think you're on here yet when I was talking about this, but I have started with the first two cases, and I'm actually on the third now with rearranging all the figures by the era, like say
Oh,
Golden Era, New Gen, Ruthless Aggression, all that stuff. So, it's a pain in the ass when you have a lot of loose figures. You got to pull them off, you got to dust them, and all that stuff. But I mean, there's like 300 figures behind me, so I've started to rearrange them way over on that side. And I mean, I started with probably early 80s. Like I've got, Gorilla Monsoon and I can't see the one next to him, but Superstar Billy Graham's next to him. I got a couple Hogan's, the Sheik, and then I just kind of started coming across. And I'm going to end up finishing this wall. And once I get done, I'll take pictures and post it in the chat and all that good stuff. So,
I
which
just
actually.
thought it was cool of how you had it in his hands.
Yeah, yes, there's actually more. Like I think it's just the way the light hits it. There's several that have belts in their hands. Like up here in the top row, there's several others that have belts in their hands too. But and I'll send some pictures. But when you see my show and tell, you'll kind of get another idea of what I'm doing too. So
I didn't mean
really
to go
cool
off
stuff.
topic, guys. I thought it was pretty
No,
cool.
no,
No,
no.
you're
That's a
fine.
great. I'm glad you asked that. As a matter of fact, I can't see looking into the screen exactly what's behind me, but I can see when I look at it the glare coming off that belt. So I can see how that one stands out where some of these others don't.
Yeah, I noticed it. That's the first I was like, is that a belt?
Yeah, it's the Winged Eagle.
It's awesome. Oh, did we lose somebody?
It looks like Brian got kicked.
Brian. He'll probably come back by.
He
Brian
gone.
said, "Fuck this."
He gone.
Yeah, that's what he said. All right, I'm gonna go
All
on
right,
and present
Kev.
mine. And, yo,
No, go ahead, Kev.
okay. I'm gonna go on and share mine and Calvin's here because we got pictures.
Oh,
That starts Calvin's.
It's a Ben Bowman Mill Day.
Cowboy Bob, baby.
Nice.
That's awesome.
I would have went with blue. Ben must have picked that color.
Oh, was
John
that done
Cena
at Dallas?
from Ben? No. I bought that from Ben
Nice.
Okay.
before Dallas for a steal.
That's beautiful.
There we go.
And then that Mankind I got from Ben.
I like that a lot. I've said over and over, and I've had conversations with Nick about this too, that is the best Mick Foley figure they've released.
I agree with you. All right, guys, here's
See, that's
mine.
all of mine.
Nice.
That's the figure I was talking about right there. Look at that. That's fucking phenomenal. Look at that TRC
Total
blue
package.
with the white.
Oh yeah,
I got that from our OTC. Hell of a piece.
that is.
I just can't look at it enough. It's just awesome. And that was my
That's
pickup. This is my pickup from a toy store in Dallas. This is one that I didn't have in that entire series. So I got this at a fair price.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that. I would have bought that too. I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, so that's nice. And then got this baby, my girl, my baby, my sweetheart. This is fucking awesome.
Yep, there it is.
Please eyes on this.
That's looking good too, man. That thing is popping.
That is my
Yeah.
holy grail. My
So,
love.
my Bobby.
This is my top right now, my top piece in my collection, and I have a lot of top pieces, but damn, I've wanted this one for so long.
Took a lot of years to get that one, didn't it, Kev?
Hell yeah, it did. It took a lot of years, and I got it now, and boy, just look at that.
Nice. What month is that magazine?
Okay, I'll stop it now, but damn.
I can tell you it's from 1987. I want to say it's
October?
like, yeah, something like that. It's definitely from 87. I can't remember
Right,
the month.
That's mine and Calvin's.
everything, man, my internet's crap. Everything kept buffering.
I don't know. Did
What's up,
Brian
Ray
get
Got
Hall?
that
back, or
Kentucky internet too.
Kentucky internet.
Man.
Ray Hall in the house? What's up, Ray? All right, up next. Here we go. So
That's rip on.
show and tell, baby.
Okay, let me.
I don't.
Shit.
I think I might have showed this in the chat. Might not have. I don't know, but I'm going to show it now. 11 by
Oh, beautiful.
14 poster from the In Your House Canadian Stampede. Had Brett sign it. Of course, Owen and Davey, you can't get them to sign it,
You
but
can. Some places.
Yeah, some places you can.
That's wild.
JSA certified. Beautiful, man. I can't wait to frame this one up. That's my next one to frame. Can't wait to get that one on the wall.
It'll
And
be
then
beautiful.
talking about behind me, all the figures and doing all this. So you may notice right over here, there's a gap right there, and it's waiting on a couple superstars, and it's actually waiting on these guys, the Boss
Beautiful.
Man and Bam Bam. So I've never opened this collection since I had it, but it is time to get it
Oh,
open.
wow.
So
He's saying fuck it and ripping the box.
Rip it.
it is time. Bam Bam's still in there. These aren't as fun though, because literally you just pull the slat out and it's done. Unfortunately, but I mean, hell, look at that figure.
Cobb County,
It's
Georgia.
beautiful.
I keep the carding because it looks like the LGN posters.
I don't think I kept any of it. I think I've thrown it all away. But I mean, I can throw that piece.
Yeah,
And
throw that
then
over.
I got the Bam Bam in there too. But for the sake of time, I'm going to show you the next one. Love this figure. Absolutely, this thing. It is just mint packaging, gorgeous, beautiful. But I got a spot on the shelf that needs a Papa
Rip it.
Shango.
Rip
So
it.
you know what has to
Hear it.
happen.
Oh, yeah.
OTC. OTC.
You know what has to happen.
OTC.
Come on. There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful.
That is very
figure,
beautiful
too.
figure.
And I think that is it for me for show and tell for tonight.
All
But
right.
hell of a good night now. I can't wait to get these on the shelf and start moving them around, putting different, faces on. And that's what I love so much about the Ultimates is you get to change the face description and all that. Pretty cool. So that's what I got, guys.
Awesome. Ben.
All right, I'll be quick. I personally
she
don't
said.
have anything. I'm over at my parents' house, but Marion wanted me to show you her little mystery finds, which is a little cat. But real quick, we got, like I said, we're gonna be at a show this weekend, Pikeville Hollers and Heroes show this weekend. Our guest is Shane Douglas. If you have not, we got pre-orders still up. Hit me up. Also, too, I'm looking forward to this Tuesday for Deal or No Deal because I know, talking to Will as well, we got a lot of new stuff. So please come check us out Tuesday night. Get yourself something to add to your collection at a great price. Other than that, that's all I got. Great items, guys.
All right.
You didn't get to see it, but there's that Bam Bam.
Hold on. Let me go back to you. I want to
didn't
see
get-
that.
You didn't
There
get
we
to
go.
see it when I
Yeah, bam.
Oh, that's
look at
beautiful.
that. I
Scott.
know I love it. Yeah, Scott Bam Bam Bigelow, baby. It's gorgeous. All right, sorry about that, guys.
No, you're fine. We needed to see that. Where we at? Okay, King.
So I got this nice Penta from Ben.
Beautiful.
I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of got a glare.
That's all right. That's good.
He's one of my newer favorites. Manny tried to put me on a little bit, back in the day, but I wasn't listening then. But I see what's going on now. He's pretty good for real.
Very cool.
Also, real quick, how'd y'all feel about that Worlds Collider? Have y'all watched it?
I didn't watch it.
I heard good things
it
about
was
it,
good.
but I haven't seen it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'll have to. I'll go watch it. I'll go back.
Yeah. That's all.
All
One
right.
done.
Okay, now Nick.
Alrighty. So I finally went back and got a couple things. These I will not be opening. because I already have them loose, but I wanted them in on card too. I got the AEW First Dance CM Punk with the ice cream bar. And I
Awesome.
got the ringside exclusive
Nice.
CM Punk.
Rip it.
And I got the I Love You Solo, the new Solo.
Awesome. That's a great figure.
Rip it.
And unfortunately, I got the whole set, but unfortunately, Tama Tonga is on back order, so they got to send it to me. But I got the Tongaloa, and I got the all gas and no brakes Jacob Fatu.
Cool deal.
Yeah. So look at this. Good thing I'm opening it, but check this out. Look at this.
Well, you gotta rip it live.
There's no plastic.
Well, open it. Rip it.
Rip it. Yeah.
There we go. I think they did pretty good on this for this first WWE figure.
Yeah, that's
It's
good.
not bad. It's got
They
the
did great
the
job.
hair and the shirt. And not too bad. It's kind of skinny though. He's a lot thicker, but not too bad.
That's what she
Well,
said.
That is what. Okay, we've already got Calvin, so let's go to G.I. Shane.
Shane.
My mic's off. I tried looking around to see what I could find. I couldn't really think of anything to show. I haven't gotten anything in the last couple weeks. I've just been too busy working and hanging out with my daughter before she goes off to college for graduate. She just graduated high school, so I haven't really had a chance to pick anything up yet lately. But I don't have anything to show today.
No problem. It's good seeing you there on this.
Oh yeah.
And Guru.
I got a couple things, a little bit.
Just a couple.
I'm not much of a card guy, but I picked this bad boy up.
Is that Britt Baker?
It's Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't see it real good.
Yeah.
There you go. Now I can see it.
Nice.
I mean, it's kind of cool. Numbered 75.
That's real cool.
It's a panini. And then I found these bad boys in the wild.
Oh, I did too. I had to get those.
Rip
I got
it.
those too. I love those.
I'm not ready to rip them yet because all the extras, I'm out of the little containers I keep my extras in, so I don't want to lose all the figures.
Oh hell, rip it.
I got,
You got to rip one of them.
Oh well, I got this guy right here. And then I found this guy.
Oh,
man, he's like, I'm out of Tupperware. I can't rip it right now.
I'll rip it for everybody.
So,
oh Lord,
that's what she said too.
Fort Master.
So,
Rip it.
I
I
really
guarantee
rip it. Come
Roger's
on.
watching this
Grab
going, no.
Claire did too.
That's what she said.
Jesus.
I mean, it's
Hell yeah. I like
You didn't
that,
sling
man.
the box.
I'm not trying to get cussed out on my live.
only OTC gets to hit him with that sky hook.
Right.
That's right.
That's
And the
all-
bushwhacker. And the bushwhacker dance too. I like it. Hey, while you're there though, can you show us a little bit of that background though? Because I know we saw it in the chat, but I'm sure somebody out there is trying to see.
That's
Yeah,
my that's over my shoulders, my Britt Baker wall. 'Cause who doesn't like a good role model? As you can see, I'm watching Fall Brawl, WCW versus
I was gonna say, is that Arn Anderson?
It is. And then I got some 8x10s going along the wall, and then I have this bad boy just kind of hanging out in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
I just haven't hung her up yet.
Nice.
I'm still working on hanging up my 8x10s, but apparently I got more 8x10s and more. I got more posters and autographs than I got wall space. So
Gotcha.
I got to be
I
more
understand the
selective.
feeling.
But
Yeah, Garrett, we whip them around here.
I did put a frame up the posters I got from Will at while I was in Indy. So I might show them next week, but they're freaking huge. So
All right.
What she said.
There we go, Will.
That is not what she said. Real quick though, amazing stuff, amazing collection, guys. Don't forget this coming week, most likely Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, but we haven't determined that yet. But it will be this coming week, Deal or No Deal. One of the best lives we put on all year, and it'll be our second one. So really excited about that, guys. Just real quick in closing, I would say if you get the opportunity to have a time or a day or a week of something that you enjoy, whether it's going for a walk, walking on the beach, going to the mall, going to Walmart, buying a figure, whatever it is, something you enjoy, guys, go ahead and do it. If you can handle it, and if it costs a little bit of money and you can financially do it, go ahead and do it. Don't hesitate, because you know I hate to sound a little bit morbid, but tomorrow isn't promised.
Can't take it
And
with you.
if you have the opportunity to do something that makes you happy today, then I would say go ahead and do it. Don't put it off. Don't wait. Go have fun. Go spend time with your people. Whether it be family or whether it be friends, whatever it is. That's one thing I truly love about this podcast that we do is the opportunity to spend time together. So, guys, if you take
Amen.
anything away from tonight, take that away. Go do it. Go have fun. Go spend time, whatever it may be, uh, and enjoy it. So that's all I got. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I know we have a lot of people that actually watch or listen to us the following morning on their way to work, and we really appreciate you guys as well, just as much as the people that watch live. So thank you guys. We'll see you soon, and keep checking us out for Deal or No Deal coming really soon. Have a great night, everybody.
All right. Thanks,
Peace.
guys.